It's time! Welcome, welcome, welcome to a slightly newer, even better Cahill Comics. Thank you. And yes, I did time that. Listen, I felt like coming in on Palm Tree Panic as opposed to just a Little Planet opening theme. Can you blame me? Palm Tree Panic is a hit of serotonin when we all need it. So I it's like, oh, this'll work. I could work with this. But yeah, so we got some new assets. Granted, a lot's going to be the same, but a lot of things are new. Got some cool new things for viewer participation on top of our good old parrots, a new starting soon screen, and some classic Oswald cartoons playing up there, you know, for all to see as we do some art and listen to some music together. So I hope anyone who comes to the streams appreciates that, and anyone who watches the VODs, if any. Also, yeah, there will be a new VOD channel because I felt like seeing about getting somewhat of a new start for this new format. What else was I thinking of? And then, you know, some back end, some stuff I've changed. We're still using... Here's the thing, you know, we're still using the Twitch alerts just because I wanted to kind of minimize the amount of third-party apps I was using in order to do stream stuff. The new chat's little box there, that's just like a browser source, so that helps. And then for donations, we're actually going to be using Ko-fi from now on, which also will allow me to post my comics on there, so I kind of have to get on that more, but, you know. It's a good time. What was the thing? I was texting someone before streaming. They're now getting back to me. I was trying so hard to be professional, but you know, look it. now time for for just texting on the job. And a little yawn. You know how it is. Oh my goodness. I wake up every day and my allergies suck. So I just think about that as I was, you know. Oh hell yeah. Do you like our new stream setup, Pig? What you thinking? Yay, nay? It does. I'll tell you one thing. Nay doesn't really matter because I'm not changing it. So, but yeah, part of it is we will be doing more. We would be doing primarily art streams from now on. In part just because I might be doing less streams overall, so I want to make the ones we do a bit more special. Where the rabbit is silly. That does help. Now, what was I thinking of? What was I thinking? Alright, so yeah. I say we should get to some art, you know? Get ready to start some drawing. And I'm sure this will only be the first of many art streams. So long as I don't do anything stupid to get myself banned, like showing naked men on the internet. So this has been the last stream that I will be hosting. I appreciate just kind of Pig support throughout all. Oh no, it's all beans. No, he's not naked. Let's zoom in. That's no peen. That's some bush. You and famously, you cannot get banned on Twitch for showing bush. So, but anyway, yeah. I wanted to draw some One Piece. I was talking about doing some Digimon fan art, maybe, but I caught up on One Piece yesterday, and it's pretty dang good. So, I figured we'd start with that. But yeah, so hope everyone's doing well. Pig, I hope you're doing well. You know what? I would give Pig a shout out, but I think he's the only person here. So if we get, you know, if like Iron Mouse raids me or something, we can give Pig a shout out. That'll mean a bit more than. But yeah, let's get to drawing One Piece. I really do think Luffy is my comfort character. You know, it's not that I haven't had comfort characters over the year, but of the characters I would have called my comfort character. I was talking about this with some folks the other day. I think Luffy fits the mark the most, which is very fun. Also, I want to make sure I'm not missing anything. Do have slightly new way of doing alerts, so as such, I want to make sure everything's all good. But yeah, Gear 5 Luffy brings me deep joy. Also, let me on my I should have just brought this out like default Luffy face. Luffy drawing. Yeah, just kind of like, he's just kind of a silly guy. Very basic. Nothing wrong with that. That ain't it. Dun 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 dun. Honestly, should probably do this. But yeah, One Piece is going insane. I was already saying, because one of my new coworkers I work with, like that, like she was introduced to me as like other person who likes anime, and like that's all well and good, but she doesn't really like One Piece. Big into JJK. But I was even saying to her earlier this morning on this Monday that One Piece is kind of going nuts right now, but specifically only like specifically in ways truly incomprehensible to anyone who hasn't read all of it yet. That's not me trying to be like high and mighty or anything. It's literally just because like if I were to describe what was happening in the current chapters of One Piece, I would argue most people would probably like, not most people, just any, I said most people, but just people in general. Like if you started reading One Piece right now, after I like quote unquote spoil the current chapter for you, nothing would be spoiled for 400 chapters. Like fucking you'd go through the first 400 chapters of One Piece and you'd be like, I still don't know what Kale was talking about. And then you probably get to like one thing, you'd be like, and then it'd be another 50 chapters before the next thing was revealed to the next should be mystery is revealed to you. So, and like that's fine. You wanna know something? Still don't know what the One Piece is. Like, still plenty of world building notes, world building seeds Oda has planted that we still do not see the fruits of. That's too long. Hey, Pig, I mean, I'm always gonna say this. It's like, everyone starts that way, and then you do actually, like, get in, well, if you get into it, because I'm not gonna act like it's a surefire thing. But regardless, when you do get into it, it's like, you get to the end and you're like, wait, that's it? That's fair, Pig. Though in some ways, I almost feel like for me, it's somewhat like the opposite. Because, if a show only has so many episodes, I feel like I really need to, like, sit down and watch it. You know? To appreciate it. What can't Pig get into? I mean, I could make a funny joke about that. Not the one I was going for, but also One Piece. Hi, Trom. Pig. Also, I will point out, now, since someone else is here, one more time, we got new mini games in the point redemptions. So, if Trom wanted to try those, if they got the right points or what have you, feel free. There is no pressure on that. That makes sense. I see Trom is also not into One Piece. Given what I just said. I think it's pretty a somewhat decent, like, if you like One Piece, it is somewhat, like, you know, somewhat universal that, you know, you get caught up with it and you're like, where's the rest? You know, you're having a good time with the Straw Hats, etc., etc., yada yada. Still plenty of mysteries to unravel, and then it's like, oh, we're at chapter 1180 now, and that is all that is currently released. Ugh. Drawing curves is hard. I definitely have said that multiple times. Streaming. Not that the new VOD archive will show that. As far as people on the new VOD channel, I want to make like full-on art thumbnails for that, by the way. But yeah, as far as people on the new VOD channel are concerned, this is the first stream, and I'm okay with that. I'm not taking down any of the old VODs, mind you. They're still up. I just renamed the channel to Cahill Classic VODs. In part because I'm changing format a bit, and we're not going to be doing, like, you know, game streams or nothing. I mean, probably, like, definitely Dark Souls at some point. A few days of Dark Souls, a few weekends where I stream Dark Souls specifically. Because, you know, charity stream stuff, which I am going to. I gotta do the video of me touring my DS collection, because that was one of the first things we hit. Like, there's the Yu-Gi-Oh! Isn't the Yu-Gi-Oh! Live stream is all the English, like, 4Kids dub, right? Because I still love it, but I won't be tuning into that. Yeah. Yes. I'm so bad at drawing end sentence. And it's currently stopped. They're taking a break, you know? If you wanna duel properly, you need your rest. Also, or at least it was. Well, honestly, that happens at. I mean, that's happened to like the lo-fi girl a couple times, you know, where it's like stream goes down for whatever number of reasons. So clearly, even if a stream is meant to be going on like indefinitely, sometimes you run into stuff. That doesn't look good. I told you I'm bad at drawing. An immutable fact of life. Cahill sucks at art. But we're gonna keep trying. That's why it's an art channel now. Like, primarily an art channel now. Eventually, if I just do this forever, eventually I will actually be good at drawing. So that's what we gotta do. Alright, gang. Who's ready for my non-stop, constant 24-hour art stream going on forever until I'm confident in my abilities? I'm sure this isn't a bad idea. Honestly, I'm gonna remove. There we go. Those could be nostrils. Let's try making the nostrils wider, but not working. Not doing anything. Yeah, I have also told my, because we're drawing Gear 5 right now, and like, especially before it was out in the anime, there was quite a while where I would never say anything about Gear 5 because I love it, and I was like, no, I won't give you all the goodies. You must go out and find them yourself, like I did, so that you experience this amazing story. But yeah, now that's in the anime, I kind of talk about it more. Gear 5 is like my favorite thing. Yeah, my coworker asked me about that, and I was like, yes, it's so good. Gear 5 Luffy, I love you. Ooh. And your curly eyebrows. I don't know if Luffy's ever looked in the mirror. Have they made the joke? Has Oda made the joke yet of Luffy having curly eyebrows like Sanji when he's in Gear 5? 'Cause I feel like Luffy would be the one to point that out. He'd look at the eyebrows and be like, oh, I'm Sanji now. That's weird. You know, I gotta be honest. Luffy's scar is somewhat important. I tend not to think about it. His scar on this cheek. It does literally happen in like the first page of the manga. His baby Luffy stabbing himself in the cheek. And getting it, and immediately getting a scar for the rest of his life. Dude. I know a lot of people have the idea, notion that it means Luffy's kind of destined to lose that eye because Oda has long been on record saying that when a pirate with an eye patch shows up in One Piece, that basically means the manga's ending. The round overweight as if it's telescope. I don't know why that is on like the preserved film reels and stuff like that. Or are you talking about like literally them, like the effect right there where it's like literally a circle and stuff like that? I thought you meant there was more like a dark iris around it. Yeah, that one. Yeah, no, I get it. I mean, it's literally just, what was I thinking of? To communicate like, hey, we are looking closer at this scene. Because, you know, they didn't know how to do film back then. You couldn't trust your audience, quote unquote, to know what was going on. That kind of thinking was only for madmen. Yeah, definitely gonna have to do the little thing. You know the thing. You draw the, just like the hair and eyebrows intersecting. Well, that's Gear 5 Luffy for you. It could be mode. All people were dumb. It's true. They were. They continue to be. And this is not me making a joke like Pig is old. No. I mean, based on current global news. Many people born before a certain period seem to be not doing too hot. In the old noggin department. And then, like, you know. Yeah, he's something like that, Pig. Yeah, sure. Uh-huh. Nods. We'll go with that. You know, I could just try and, like, spoil everything, right? Which is something I actively don't want to do. But even if I chose to do that, Pig, I'm just gonna be honest. Like, a lot of the actually long-running mysteries in One Piece We still don't really know. Still not a super solid explanation for what's going on with Luffy. In general. Not just with his powers. So. Go read. Read! That's what. He's just describing them getting. Black Clover, this exact book. Pig, your impatience is proof that TikTok is damaging brains. And you know what? I'm going to stick to that. I'm going to stick, but I'm going to be honest. I was thinking a lot. I've been thinking a lot recently about, like, man, I don't want to have like a job, a 9 to 5. I want to be able to tell stories for a living. I know you are. But here's the thing, Pig. Some people legitimately need everything spelled out for them very quickly in order to enjoy a story. And that's why I was literally about to be like, maybe not. I don't know, maybe I just like, maybe I just still sell real estate, I don't know. What's that? You want to know the answer to the mystery now? 5 minutes into the story? Okay. For reasons. I like how you said for reasons, Pig. Like, that's a spoiler. You know, I was saying Luffy stabbing himself was the first page of One Piece. That's an exaggeration. The actual literal first page of One Piece is Roger getting executed. And I know you know that. I know you're not actually being like, it's spoiled. No, what? No, you can't just say that, but I just think the phrasing's funny. Okay, so this guy Roger, he died, right? Spoilers! It's in the opening of the anime. It's just in the opening to like the first fucking 100 episodes. Even in the 4Kids version, where notably that many animes were saying censored to hell and back, but they still showed Roger getting executed because, you know, it's important. Okay, guys, we here at 4Kids have gotten the license to do One Piece, one of the most popular Japanese manga currently out. It starts with the famous pirate captain Gold D. Roger being executed. We can't do this. Scrap it. No death. Children can't know about the existence of death. I don't like this end of his hair. I'm changing it. I was thinking about changing a drawing for latest strip of my comic that I just released. I kind of like it, but I'm somewhat unsatisfied, and I think I know one way to help it out. make a super cool rap about Roger dying. I think I made his hair too smooth. Here's the problem. We need more spikes. Yeah, yo, yeah, yo. Dreaming. Don't give it up, Luffy. Dreaming. Don't give it up, nah, that dreaming. Give it up, give it up. Okay, I like that. We're gonna go with that for now. Kind of looked like, kind of given the notion that he's fallen. I might change this little tuft though. Or my breathing has not been good recently. I might maybe go to a doctor, but I don't know. I got a lot going on right now. Like One Piece. I am far more likely to believe that it is allergies more than anything else, because thick ass pollen in Jersey right now. So, kind of have to deal. If this is like the dead of winter and this is happening, I'd be decently concerned. But when every time I breathe in, a cloud of yellow enters my mouth, I'm like, I have a feeling. I know what's causing my difficulty. So. Happens. That's what happens when you're born with asthma and allergies. You never breathe well, kinda ever. You know, I kind of go back and forth on how One Piece's art is lately, because it's become very kind of messy. And I think that's in part because so much has been going on, and Oda is being forced to work very fast to continue it on a weekly schedule. But there's no doubt that it has had some amazing panels in recent memory. And that's in part due to how sketchily it's become, even compared to older chapters. Because a lot of people would point out the style in One Piece from its beginning. But I don't know. I was thinking maybe maybe I should, if anything, try and have my comic look more like that. Add more schmutz everywhere. Sometimes just schmutz makes just, in general, a drawing look better. By way of, now there's so much detail on there. So, also I should really draw his hand before I do literally anything else. You can see we got this whole ass hand in the middle right here, so twould be better. Twould be better. Also debating on whether or not I want to give him some hockey on the fist I'm going to draw. Nope. That is not only the wrong layer, it is also the wrong color. I do love black and white. I don't know how much I've got into this on stream in general. Wasn't making happy little accidents, but detail. I mean, literally, yes. Like, you're joking, but one reason Bob Ross, and I would argue anyone who was trying to do his stuff, found it easy to do like trees and stuff, is because you are literally using the bristles of your brush to basically just cut, like, they just default to the texture, the fuzz of pine needles and leaves as seen from a distance. I mean, it's a very classic art mistake to overwork something, you know, where, you know, basically you're trying so hard to make this like one little detail right. It just kind of becomes like a sore thumb on the page because you have just fucking noodled it so much. That's a very classic art mistake. Sometimes you just go, and it's like that, okay. It's like, yeah, that works. Art is fun, though. But, I mean, that's what Bob Ross, I mean, Chum is being like, oh, so, like, it wasn't an accident, it was on purpose. Yes and no. Like, that's what I'm trying to communicate. Hello? Video pause, continue watching. I'm going to hurt you, YouTube. Anyway. But, and I imagine Trom is just doing this as a bit, but still. I still like to explain this stuff. Like, that's what Bob Ross was trying to teach a wider audience. He called them happy little accidents, because even if they didn't come out, you know, specifically the way you wanted them to, they, for the most part, they still actually made the picture look like what it was supposed to look like. Just not in the most intentional way, so... Like, it is literally you just being like, okay, rather than slaving over the most minute details. Did I say that, Trom? Probably. I don't care about correcting myself on that. Everyone's an accident. Anyway. We're all accidents. Get over it. Rather than slaving over every detail, many of which most viewers shouldn't actually be looking that closely at. He was like, no, just look at it, just plop something down, and chances are, if you're doing it in this specific way for this specific effect, it'll look great. It'll look like what you need it to. So. I do wonder how many people, because like Game Grumps on their 10-minute power hour have done a few episodes where they try to follow along with Bob Ross, and they have noted how, you know, in terms of like, if you can't pause or rewind, which you couldn't on old televisions, then it can be very hard to do. And I do wonder how many people were like, I just like watching this and I'll take some notes and try to replicate it from memory later. I don't know the answer to that question. I wasn't alive when that was a thing actively happening in the world. Ugh. Goodness. It was interesting to watch as a kid. Let's see. Were you... I mean, I imagine... I don't know when Bob Ross passed away, / stopped doing television, / both. So... Open palm strike! Spread. And then let's see what autofills. Spread hand. Which hand do I need again? Does anyone remember? Actually, that one kind of works. Well, this is gonna be awkward, chat. Oh, is this? Did that fuck with stream at all? Oh, there. Eh. How much does screenshotting mess up screen capture? I wonder. I don't know. And honestly, I don't care. Stealth looks different than I remember. Stealth, don't even pretend. I mean, granted, you have mentioned that at this point you're very much like Digimon at current moment, if not always, but bitch, you were the one who got me into One Piece. Don't even pretend. Then yes, I was 5 years from being born when the joy of painting stopped airing. So it is right? Yeah, that's right. But anyway, word. You know, was thinking of. True, I truly am out of the Pokemon sphere, given that Pokopia and Champions came out, and I don't I don't care. But do still love me some classic Pokemon art, like what Stealth is using as an emote. Love me a slow bro. Well, it brought me back, not gonna lie. I mean, that's not like I think we talked about this stuff. That's not surprising, nor is it anything I'd be like, how could you? It is like purely, it is just a Pokemon battler. You know, like that's what it is. And you want to know something? Like that's fine. I have no problem with that. Fucking, I literally recently, as a treat to myself, I bought a Yu-Gi-Oh, a Yu-Gi-Oh dueling simulator. So fucking like I get it. Sometimes it's just like I just want to fucking I just want to play the game part of the game. I want to play it. Like, you know, I do get it. And it also means a lot of Game Freak's I don't even know if they were the ones making it, but it means a lot of Game Freak's recent shortcomings not on display. Who has to care about the graphics of the world if everything takes place in a stadium? Not Game Freak. So Like, it's chill. You know, it popped into my head a while ago. Stealth story time. That Stealth, I think one of the earlier conversations Stealth ever had with me is like, hey man, do you keep up with One Piece? And I was like, no, not at all. And he was like, well, I think Luffy just became the most overpowered cartoon character of all time. I think that was one of the first things Stealth talked to me about. Now I'm a big One Piece fan. So. Oh, y'all better get your sensitive asses out of here. Because it's time for metallic madness. I'm doing a little dance. Trauma, here's the thing, we don't know. Hey, can I say something? Okay, this is stupid, but this is stupid, like, Trauma's are like, even against Goku. Listen, I'm going to talk about this. There, very few times do I have, like, an active problem with a death battle result. And to some degree, they had to do it this way. But, fucking, like, there are two death battles I kind of have a sore point for. One is Ben 10 versus Green Lantern, with Pig always disagreeing with me over. And then the other is Giorno versus Joker. And the thing about Giorno versus Joker is that the fight shouldn't happen. Like, in order for the fight to happen at all, in order for it not to be just a mobster killing a high schooler, they have it happen inside Giorno's mind, where Joker has access to his personas. But in order to do that, Tifa should have run that whole fight. I disagree, but I also love Yang, so... Stealth, you knew what you were doing when you brought that up. Anyway. Fucking... And I'm sorry, because you probably haven't brought that up, because you're like, I know what Cahill will say. Anyway. But in order for Joker to reach that point in any confrontation with an opponent, he has to take physical steps in the real world. You know, in order to actually to physically get inside their mind, right? Which, with how Golden Experience Requiem works, Giorno Joker shouldn't really be able to do. It just hasn't come up, that's fair. Like, you get what I'm saying? Golden Experience Requiem is like perfect defense. Any move taken against Giorno is nullified. Whatever. I like... It's just one of those things where I don't think the fight, even supposing they exist in the same world and are on opposing sides of an issue and decide to take moves against each other, I don't think Joker would ever actually get the chance to make a move. End of sentence. And you know, that might be, and I understand their reasoning. I get it. And to some, you know, and just I see the vision. And to some extent, it's like, well, we had to have a fucking show, Cahill. Like, I get that. And obviously, you can't really have a death battle with Giorno if the fight doesn't start. But that's what I'm saying, right? Is that I don't think the fight would start. I think Joker would try doing one thing to slightly inconvenience Giorno in the real world. And GER would stare at him. And that would be the end of the fight. He'd say, Morgana, we're going home. So. That's my hot take. Also, you know, there's been some somewhat controversial death battles. I'm kind of surprised people were ever upset with the Godzilla versus Hulk death battle. First off, Hulk's been deserving that dub in death battle. He's had 3 counting that one. Joker from Persona, correct. Oh, are you kidding me, Trom? Joker from Batman would go at Giorno with just like a knife and get decimated. He would not in any way expect a 16-year-old to be so willing to kill a man. Nor would he expect them to be so capable. 100%. This is something we can all agree. Anyway, what else was I thinking of? Alright, death battle. Yeah, Hulk's been deserving that dub in death battle for a while. He's kind of gone through some bullshit. With recent Hulk stuff, I'm kind of like... And maybe this is inviting chaos into my comments in chat. I could see a Hulk that beats Broly. You know, and I get it. Broly's Broly. But, like... Fucking... Pure... Go on. Pure... Just pure... Pure... Mr. White, this shit is pure. Chaos. I don't know what Stealth is referring is using that phrase to refer to. What he's referring. Unless he means that what I've said has invited pure chaos. Oh, you're doing... okay, I see what Stealth is doing now. Also, Stealth, how does this look to you? You know a Luffy. Does this hand look okay? In terms of, like, oh, this is the whole body. That's his face. Maybe we move it a bit closer. What you thinking? I do need to change this. Looks like a hand. Good. Is that a good or a bad thing? Positive or negative? Face is great though. Oh yeah. This is, I definitely think my technique isn't to Oda's degree, but I think this is the kind of trick he would pull off. With Luffy having his regular, very stylized face and then the hand superimposed in front of him would be like decently realistic by comparison. You know. Anyway, back to death battle. Yeah, let me continue this thought that will induce fighting. Fucking, I could see a version of Hulk that wins against Broly, because I mean, if we're including everything, even before like Immortal Hulk got freaky with it. If we're including everything, fucking, I don't know how to tell you this. Broly lost to a couple of 12-year-olds and a high schooler once. It was literally and I know a lot of people don't like that movie. But none of the Broly movies are canon, so we're gonna include that. Yeah, and hi Greg. And yeah, he did lose that. So when I say, yeah, I think the Hulk probably could beat Broly, you know, heads or tails, kind of like flip a coin. Heads Hulk wins, tails Broly wins. Can any version of Hulk fly? No, but he can jump across the universe sometimes. Like, he can jump out of Earth. He can jump out of basically any planet's gravitational field and fling himself into space, going very fast. So, like, at that point, essentially the same thing, you know? Hulk jump big. Exactly. Stealth does get it. I'm gonna look up Luffy hands and see how much porn I get. That's definitely porn somewhere. Luffy hands. Oh my lord. The amount of, like, high-res images of Luffy's hands is more than you'd think, which is to say it's 2. But they are mostly of the back of his hands. Anyway. But yeah. So yeah, I do think Broly could... I mean, not Broly. Broly did beat the Hulk in Death Battle. But Hulk could beat Broly on, like, a decently good day. Doomsday was never going to happen. I've read the comics Doomsday is from before. That shit wasn't okay. Darkseid is afraid of Doomsday. All right. Darkseid is the literal incarnation of hatred, fear, and oppression. And he's afraid of Doomsday. I don't think Doomsday's been in another death battle, and that's probably because it's Doomsday. Like, I think the only reason Superman's been able to deal with him in future events is because, one, Doomsday is usually nerfed, and two, after that first time, I think there's just a switch in Superman's brain that when he sees Doomsday, it gets flipped to kill. So he does that about as fast as he can do, and since he's Superman, that's very fast. So Broly could have gone either way. Doomsday, literally never going to happen. Are doomed to repeat it. Thank you, Stealth. But Godzilla works. Especially since their reasoning was like, Godzilla loses to one thing. Radioactive scientist. Which is what, you know, which is precisely what Bruce Banner is. Well, so thank you for the bit, Greg. Appreciate it. So. I very much like that result. But yeah, comics are fun. And I keep reading, like, I was doing the Thor comics. I gotta keep reading that. I should also start watching more, like, classical films and stuff. Because I really think something I enjoy in storytelling a lot is, like, I like learning, and Stealth knows this, I like learning about, like, very core storytelling principles and the ways they've been artfully incorporated into masterpieces over time. And then I like applying that to Saturday morning cartoons. So... I was trying to think. I remember... I forget. Because me and Stuff, we talked about this before on stream that is now on a different VOD channel. But fucking... I was saying there was one thing we have to watch after we get done with Digimon. Not Shaolin Code Lyoko. We should watch Code Lyoko. Fucking everyone. Raise your hand if you don't like Code Lyoko. Hey, people who raised your hand, you're fucking lying to me. You're lying and I don't trust you. Un Monde Sans Danger. Is that the name of the Stealth, is that the fucking French translation for A World Without Danger, which is the theme song to Code Lyoko? We're done being friends. Fucking. No, I'm joking. Momontai, that's more like it. Is Momontai a Japanese or Chinese word? This is a Momontai. Yeah, you don't gotta worry about it, because I was joking. I love being your friend. Anyway. I am led to believe it's Chinese, because no one knows what it's translated as Momontai. No one in Japan in Digimon Tamers knows what Momontai means until Terriermon explains it. In Terriermon and Jean are Chinese. Lord, I was looking up stuff about Digimon Tamers, and naturally, of course, the dub stuff comes out first. They changed Jean's name in the dub, which is weird to me. Like, he's meant... It's like, because Ruki and Takato are, like, you know... They in the original, they have Japanese names because it's for a Japanese audience, yada da da da. So they changed that for an American audience. Inherently, Jean is supposed to be someone, like, you know, I don't want to just be like, he's a foreigner. But, like, he's from a different culture. His family is from another country, yada, you know, etc., etc. Right? Like, I almost feel like that's part of it in a lot of ways. But for them to be like, no, he is also, in this version, he is also white American kid. That's weird. Momontai Henry. I was like, it was Henry, wasn't it? Wild. They fucking whitewashed him in the dump. Why am I not drawing porn? I'm spending enough time on this hand that I might as well be drawing it for people who are going to get off on it. Like, the thing that's a shanty, you got it. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna bring Ice Cap Zone down. And give me one. Alright. Up. Just some stuff on my end. Might as well bust this one out since we're drawing Luffy. A good old classic. Don't yo ho yo ho ho yo ho yo ho yo ho yo ho yo ho. Gather up all of the crew, it's time to ship out Binks's brew. Sea wind blows to where, who knows, the waves will be our guide. Over across the ocean's tide, rays of sunshine far and wide. Songbird sings of happier things in circles passing by. Bid farewell to Weaver's Town, say so long to Port Renown. Sing a song, it won't be long before we're casting us. I forget the look at these lyrics. I'm gonna start. I gotta keep listening to it. What do you think, no? Lyrics. Gather up all of the crew. It's time to ship out Banks's brew. Sea wind blows to where? Who knows the way? Will be our guide over across the ocean tides. Rays of sunshine far and wide. Birds they sing of cheerful things in circles passing by. Bid farewell to Weaver's Town. Say so long to Port Renown. Sing a song, it won't be long before we're casting off. Cross the gold and silver seas. The salty spray puts us at ease. Day and night to our delight. The voyage never ends. Yo-ho, yo-ho-ho. Yo-ho, yo-ho-ho. Yo-ho, yo-ho-ho, yo-ho, yo-ho-ho. Gather up all of the crew. It's time to ship out Binks's brew. Pirates we eternally are challenging the seas. With the waves to rest our heads, ship beneath us as our bed. Hoisted high upon the mast, our jolly Roger flies. Somewhere in the endless sky, stormy winds are blowing wide. Waves are dancing, evening comes, it's time to bring the drums. But steady men and never fear, tomorrow's skies are always clear. So pound your feet and clap your hands till sunny days return. Yo-ho, 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 yo-ho. There we go. Does always help to have the lyrics pulled up. Now back to drawing. I'm also excited. Lord. When we do, besides Dark Souls, when we do inevitably do a weekend where I'm streaming a game instead of art, have a good work, Greg. One of them's going to be Sonic CD. I did stream that before, but here's the thing. Sonic CD is fucking good, and it only took one stream, so... I'm going to stream... I will stream Sonic CD again. You cannot stop me. Especially since... A lot of people are definitely of the opinion Sonic 4, the movie with Jim Carrey, will be somewhat a little bit the plot of Sonic CD, so everyone can get their refreshers from me. Naked man. He's not naked. Well, he is naked, but he's not he's not nude. But SpongeBob always folds his clothes before running around in the nude. I need to order those first 100 episodes of SpongeBob DVDs because I quote them too much. Is the thing. I am excited. I hope whenever someone gets a chance to redeem one of the mini games I've created, especially for an actual chance to win a sub, I hope they like the game, because I've themed them. They have themes. All that good stuff. I love how I stopped there. They just excitedly text me because they're seeing drag queens. Also, I'm wearing a sweater right now. I'm a very hot-blooded man, but I'm wearing a sweater right now because it's been like weirdly hot. I'm not weirdly hot, weirdly cold in Jersey today. I could not tell you why. I was saying to someone before, it's so wild to me. Working at a doctor's office, I imagine my bosses don't want me to talk to people about global warming. or climate change, if you want to get more clinical about it. But sometimes it oh, okay. I don't know why I thought that was a person. Anyway, I'm hearing things. But yeah, I don't know why. Like, I imagine my bosses don't want me talking to people about, you know, climate change while on the clock. But fuck it, like, sometimes it feels like the patients are trying to bait me into it. You know? Like, they'll come in, they'll be like, it's so weird, the weather is so weird right now. It's like I tell you, I've never seen anything like it. It's like we're experiencing odd weather patterns in these later in this later time because of some cause, some third party cause from another point in time. I don't know how much I can actively participate in a conversation with an older person. I don't know anything about that, Trom, so I'm gonna pass that. But yeah, I don't know how much I can talk to an older person about the weather being wild before being like, yeah, you did that. It's called climate change. They talked about it about 40 years ago. And, third party. I say third party a lot. Meanwhile, I haven't even been to a first or a second party. I was not a popular child. Meanwhile, everyone's like, Cahill, don't say that. Meanwhile, it's like, I'm here on stream talking about climate change. I think we can all understand why I wasn't a popular child. And not a popular adult. Lord, I remember hearing something before for like about like streaming and making shit where it's like you kind of got to act like whatever you say is the most important thing ever, and like I don't try to act like that. And I don't want to act like that. I forget where I heard that. I just think about it sometimes. I'm like, God, no. For so many reasons, no. I'm not saying that's a bad way to get people to pay attention to you, but I don't want to do it. Like, if your only goal is to get people to pay attention to you, I guess, but at that point you're getting into like any publicity is good publicity territory, and definitely don't like that. I was thinking about that because I love taking people through my train of thought. You know, I was talking about not being popular, so I'm talking about like global warming and shit, like facts, and that is a fact. But then all I could think of is Now he was just texting me about writing smut, which is like, fair enough. Truly, who doesn't like reading some good smut now and then? Of methods of consuming NSFW content, smut is probably the most accepted. We all must admit. There can be no doubt about it. There's like whole sections for it at Barnes and Nobles. Alright, that looks pretty good. Luffy's little sash. He's got a sash. I just have a funny panel I shan't share, because it is literally from like the second most recent chapter of One Piece. I love how Luffy has a wildly prominent scar from a midway point in One Piece. And a lot of people miss how he got that scar, in large part because he got it while someone else was trying to protect him, and that person got the same kind of wound through their shoulder. And from what we know, they're like fine. Like they don't care. And I will not give any more spoilers about it. But it's very funny. It's not necessarily inappropriate for in both the sense of realism and narrative purpose for Luffy to have this scar, but likewise, conversely, it is completely understandable that some people, even when they're really into One Piece, are just like, hey, how'd he get that? What specific event left that kind of mark on his body again? Also, which? Okay. Like, what specific Sonic CD track is this again? Okay, yep, that looks pretty good. That looks about right for Luffy's scar. Big old X on his chest. I'm having fun drawing Luffy. I gotta shoot straight with you guys. Luffy's fun. Has anyone discovered this? Lord, could you imagine if Oda was like sick of drawing Luffy like 3 chapters into one? He'd never, even if that was true, he'd never tell anyone. They're like 5 chapters into the story. He's like, I hate how you know, I was really into this guy's look until I had to start drawing him weekly, and now I'm pretty over it. All things considered, that'd be a secret greater than what the One Piece is. He'd never tell anyone, even on his deathbed. Never would the idea leave his lips. I think I've talked about not enjoying my own Sun Wukong design. Well, here's the thing. I like my own Sun Wukong design. Drawing it a bunch is a pain in the ass. Which happens. That's why Oda's assistants hate Crocodile. Because anytime Crocodile uses his powers in a chapter of the One Piece manga, they have to spend hours just like doing little dots to make the sand. And they're just like, God in heaven. Oda in the studio. Please, for the love of all that is holy, just kill this guy. Oda Sensei, if you have any love for us in your heart, you will kill Sir Crocodile as quickly as possible. Crocodile hasn't been in a chapter for a while. That might be considered spoilers to some people if you just got through like Alabasta, but Crocodile's hanging around for a bit. And he and a couple, I mean, we've been like doing shit, so shouldn't be that surprising, but there's definitely a hot minute where during any one chapter of One Piece, you would see any number of characters across the world getting up to their own shenanigans. But at this point, we are definitely just solely focusing in on the Straw Hats. Zaid, thank you for the raid. Wrong button. I appreciate it. I hope you had a good, very short stream. Understandable. I mean, heck, most people would say I used to do shorter streams. And shardy streams. Understand. Well, that's as good as any reason to have a shorter stream. So, but yeah, welcome on in, Raiders. If you don't know me, I'm Cahill. Recently did a little revamp of my streaming setup here. Got some new redeems, so you might not be able to play the games if you've not been here for a little bit, but I'm very happy with it, and we're drawing some One Piece. It's going pretty good, Zaid. If you want to hang out at all, feel free, because I love getting to talk to Zaid, and if you're just like, if you have to raid and run, I also understand, but yeah. We'll be going for a bit as we keep drawing this, so. But yeah, I hope you had a good time with your demo. Someone actually gave me a demo, not Pig. I should download Pig's demo and see, you know, give him my own feedback, but he also has like a good few playtesters himself, so that's always nice to see. But someone actually sent me, like me as the solo tester, a copy of a short game recently, so I should test that out. They said it should only take like 30 minutes. So, believing that, I do not like. He's too broad-chested. I've heard of barrel-chested, but never box-chested. But yeah. Yeah, so. Thank you again for the raid, Zaid. You're a good friend. Lord. Here's the thing. I'm going to need... Because... Heck, one of the reasons I've like, okay, really got to focus in on just kind of doing art on stream and stuff recently. It's not just because I might be doing slightly less streams at any one time. And I kind of feel like, you know, obviously everyone streams games. I kind of want to do something a little different myself to capitalize more on the few streams I do end up streaming. But also, it's because I got a lot of stuff I want to do. And only so much time, really. And one of those is I am trying to make my own game. And fucking... Before I even ask for playtesters, I gotta make like 144 cards. And to be clear, I have to type... I just have to type them. Which I have technically already done. But I have to retype them now. For... in card format. Which is... It's gonna take a minute. So... I have done 4. So... Okay. That's good. That's finally about right. Lord, I was going to talk about more recent One Piece stuff, but even though at this point, what I wanted to talk about was like a few chapters back, it is such a big deal in terms of like what it is that I shan't even say the name. So, and it's not the One Piece. The One Piece. The One Piece is P. I continue to send Deja moral support as they watch their drag show, because I understand they are excited. Okay, right. Well, like, how do I... Hey guys, I'm gonna just like Google what... Before I Google what a hand looks like, now I'm gonna Google what a fist looks like. Fist. Alright, yep. I might want it facing a little... I don't know if I can get... I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get it that way, though. Alrighty. Drawing hands. Notably not a task for the week. I have gone on record saying I haven't tended to have much difficulty drawing hands myself in the past, but sometimes they are a bitch. Who can deny? Da. Oh. I dropped my pen. A disaster. I do think stretchy powers are legitimately one of the better powers to have. Because, like, I mean, plenty of people say, like, super speed. But do you know how many thought experiments there are into that? And, like, I'm not even saying this isn't a reason to have super speed. Because unless you're dealing with, like, a dickhead genie who is like, yeah, you'll have super speed, and then it'll, you know, instantly mess up everything around you the moment you use it. Anyway, like, chances are you'll get what you want, but, you know, going super fast can be very complicated for a number of reasons still. Stretchy powers just seem convenient and fun. I'm not gonna, like, what is me being able to be so hyper stretchy gonna do to threaten anyone around me? Nothing. I got it. It's got the big fluffy sleeves. Not fluffy. There's... I don't know what these kind of bell-bottom sleeves. That's probably not it. Bell-bottom sleeves. I mean, that's what I said. As to what these things are. But then I was like, probably not that. That's probably wrong. Unless... I look up bell-bottom sleeves and it's like, oh! Or maybe it'll do that thing where, like, I look it up as, like, bell-bottom sleeves and it auto-corrects and, like, did you mean this dipshit? Bell-bottom sleeves. That's you. That's what you sound like. Whoa. Alright, let me see how this looks when I fill it in. Hopefully good. The answer is always hopefully good, but you know. Is that not right? Let me see something. It's not. That hand is... Is that hand backwards? No, the hand... Hold on, let me... I'm getting heat. I'm literally getting heated now. Did I bump the microphone doing that? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Da, da, da. Just at camera. Let's see. You know what part of it might be? So, first off, all of these fists I'm looking at are the wrong hand. Which is not helpful, to be sure. And then, furthermore, alright, screen cap of this. Ironically, I think I've stretched Luffy out too much. That's the thing with it, right? Because you might be like, oh, Luffy's looking weird here. Well, it's fine, he has stretchy powers, but that's not really how it works, you know? If you don't actually, like, exaggerate the squatch and stretch and make it clear that he's doing something wacky, then it doesn't look like he's using any superpowers. It looks like he's just, you know, raw. Incorrect. Let me see something. All right, we'll put this here. Just kind of did that to myself. Okay. That should be right. And what we're going to do is we're going to draw this. End of sentence. Just, we're going to draw this. Or could you imagine if that's how like a Bob Ross fucking episode went? First you're gonna paint, and then paint, and take your brush, paint. No color commentary, no specific directions. Just Bob Ross instructing you to paint. Paint, damn you. Bob Ross's Super Saiyan form. Bob Raff. What makes a human a human? The hue. Otherwise, they're just a man. And a man is nothing but a miserable pile of secrets. At least that's what I've heard. So, hi, Stitch. But enough talk. Have at thee. I always love seeing people talk about it's like, wow, Richter's actor was getting paid too much and Dracula's actor was getting paid none. Die, monster. Yeah, pencil, but the lead tip is missing. Are you saying I'm pointless, Stitch? I can't believe you would do that. Artist. I load in like that, and Kane is like, I don't know, artist things. That's artsy, right? It's a statement. Already know. I was saying before about like death battle opinions starting some kind of hell in comments and shit, but we shan't even get into digital circus opinions. Lest I actually want just the worst to happen. I mean, that is the avatar I use, Stitch. It's my whole life. It's your whole life. I'm gonna make his arms skinnier. Skintier. I mean, from what I know about you, Stitch, that is historically untrue. Oh, my ears itch. Allergies. Allergies nuts. Got him. I got him. Gotta love Stardust Speedway. You have to. It's not an option. I think this is the Sonic Mania version. I forget what. I think I have like one or two Sonic Mania tracks in this playlist. Sonic Mania's got some good remixes of classic Sonic bangers. Banger. Mac and cheese banger.
There we go. It's starting to look like something now. Maybe what I need to do is just kind of like move this down some. How'd you know Oda doesn't get these luxuries? I think he still does pencil and paper. Oh, he's just better than I am at art for sure. Damn. There must be. This is very much the problem of the piece right now. Figuring out the right way to proportion this arm, because we got the rest pretty good. I might actually. I'll do one thing maybe. Also, I don't know what it is. I think it might just be the way like pencil is. I definitely find like doing more fleshed out sketches easier in pencil and paper, I will say. I think that's in one part, because in pencil and paper you can kind of tell which marks are made like very light and loose, and which ones are made with more purpose behind them, right? Whereas on a computer kind of blends together. Just do like here's what we'll do. Here's what we'll do. Because I was taking a good amount of this composition from a painting, but I now find it prudent to just kind of wholly deviate and Art's hard. That's all that's on my mind. Okay, here's the other thing, right? I have slightly less time for lunch in my new job, which I don't really have a problem with because I'm not working nearly as hard, I gotta say. Right? But what that does mean is, whereas not too long ago I thought about maybe bringing art stuff to do on lunch in my old job, I wouldn't really consider doing that now, because I don't think I could get any meaningful work done in the slightly less time you know? I would just be in a rush, and that would make it worse. So rather, might do writing as little, you know, lunchtime assignment, but not drawing. Is this it? Have we found it? I ask myself. There's something there. I do want these to be bigger right here. And then, honestly, this might be it. This might be it. / it'll be close enough that after so much effort, I'll think, yeah, that's fine. I don't think Oda ever really draws Luffy with his nails. I'm assuming Luffy has nails. They're just not really typically detailed. Yeah, I mean, we spent so, like, this is what I was talking about, right? We spent so fucking long just trying to figure out the right way to draw arms, proportions, hands, that fucking, imagine me trying to rush that on a 30-minute break. It would look awful. So, kind of unfortunate, but might motivate me to draw a bit more when I'm at home. If I only have so long at break. I could kind of fool myself more. I've said this to a few people. I think someone that has helped. I've done a good few things. Behind the scenes stuff. While I've had this new job. And definitely think it helps that I don't come home exhausted every day from physical labor. So. Lots of Metallic Madness, but I like Metallic Madness. I gotta make a few playlists if I'm going to be doing mostly art streams. I can't just circle through like 3. The Monday playlist. I'm going to be doing different days. Oh, I put it wrong in my schedule. Oops. Because I'm not doing Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday anymore. In fact, it might even change from what it is this week. Kind of depending on what's going on at my job. That happens. Shout out Inviso Guy. I don't know if he's streaming right now. He might be. But anyway, shout out Inviso Guy. Because I love how... I didn't assume he was like a full-time streamer or nothing. But he did get a part-time job. And part of that part-time job was working at a weed store. Oh, so happy 420. I completely forgot. I keep forgetting about that. I had like 2 people make that joke to me today while at the doctor's office. But yeah, I just think it's funny because I think Viz seems like a pretty chill guy who does fun streams. So the fact of the part-time job, he got to sustain himself outside of streaming. Was at a weed store. Funny. I forget. I think I asked this to someone at some point, somewhat recently. But is there like a version of Murphy's Law, but just for like funny shit? I think this was on stream, wasn't it? It might have been. I'm a fucking... What memories? I'm like a goldfish over here. In what way? Huh? What's up? Oh, hi, Jake. What Simon? Speaking of hashing, well, I'm hatching, not hashing. Different things. Here we go. Now it's coming together. This is going to kind of be a pain because I do want to give him his cloud ring he gets in this form. I'll have to draw that around what I'm doing right now, so that'll take some, that'll take some erasing of what I have already done. But it'll be more detail, and the drawing will look better. So truly, I can't complain. I think this is something we can kind of copy pretty straight up. Before. This is a big old painting at the that they do have at the Philly Art Museum. It's called Prometheus Bound. And since Luffy's whole thing is freedom, I inverted it because I'm an idiot. I did this for some pieces for my character Alex as well. I think I drew him in this pose like twice because I just like it. But yeah, definitely fits, I think, for the purposes of like inverting bondage into freedom. Definitely works for Luffy. It's so wild to me. I never, because there is a good amount of this soundtrack that's Sonic 3 Knuckles. I never think of. I always think of it as Sonic and Knuckles. That's the third Sonic game. It's Sonic and Knuckles. It is not. It's not Sonic 3 and then Sonic and Knuckles. It's Sonic 3 and Knuckles. That's the whole game. And it's so weird to me to think about the fact that, like, to some extent you can play Sonic and Knuckles as its own standalone game, because it's so much just like Sonic 3 is already like, well, that's kind of short without the Knuckle segments. And then thinking about Sonic and Knuckles as a standalone game, it's like, well, that's just like the latter half of a different game. Sonic and Knuckles. His full name. I'm Sonicking it. I'm not going to continue that bit, if you were wondering. Nothing about that was good. So it's over. Is it? Oh my lord. Yes, I am still watching. Stop doing this. Is there... I can probably adjust that somewhere. I know it's... I'm not listening too closely, but I was like, oh, the music has stopped. Why has the music stopped? It's because I'm a fool. Did you try the medicine drug? Yes, I tried the medicine drug. It's only stupid people try the medicine drug. This vexes me. I skipped a little part of the shitpost there. The patient needs mouse bites to live. I am also in this episode. Is this? Okay. Just quiet it down. I'll make sure it didn't pause again. Ooh. Boom, 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 boom. I don't really know. I don't want to give them background to this one, but we'll see what that is. That definitely won't be tonight. Tell you that much. I already had to figure out the hand bullshit. We're not also doing fucking with a whole ass you know. Not doing a whole background segment here. Well, speaking of, I do think there's something I can do to help the hand stand out more. The boulder is having trouble drawing hands. The boulder's over his issues of drawing hands. Remember there was... I like me a good bit of the McElroy brothers, right? And I remember a while ago, not too long after the end of Taz Balance, they did a... what's it called? They did a Taz live show. The gimmick was it was kind of a wrestling event. Like in universe, the story was they were at a wrestling event. And Griffin had a knockoff John Cena in his in that one-off, and it was clear in via the in-universe stuff that it was like, yeah, John Cena. But, like, I don't know. From what first off, he's done pretty well in acting, and second off, I feel like a lot of people have been like, yeah, John was the. I don't know if that was like people were just like, I don't really know about this guy, like he was first starting off the WWE scene, but that's the problem with when you're not into wrestling. There's like a whole bunch of so much stuff that goes on, both in like the real life aspect of it, of like what the performers and stuff are going through and shit, and then also, you know, the actual narrative storylines that they write for the events. And there are only like 2 people I follow who have ever been decently into wrestling enough that via osmosis, Jones, I get an idea of just like not even what's happening in wrestling at the time, just what's happening in wrestling at all. Like, I couldn't tell you what's going on at wrestling here, but I mean, thanks to Eye Patch Wolf, I know a lot about the history of Roman Reigns. I wonder how I don't, because I know there can be a good amount of dickheads in wrestling. Fucking how much? Because like I've done the thing before where I'm like, yeah, like this person's content unless they turn out to be a shithead, in which case, oops, sorry. How much do people talking about wrestling have to do that? How much do people preempt like, well, knowing the WWE and stuff like that, which there are other wrestling organizations, but very wet hair. Such moist hair. But yeah, fucking. You know, there are in fact other wrestling organizations besides the WWE. I'm kind of using it as shorthand in part because it is one of the biggest, and I think literally everyone I have mentioned thus far is from the WWE. Hands are hard to draw, and Luffy's pants are hard to draw. So from now on, I will be drawing Luffy without his hands and without his pants. They will always be off screen. He'll be doing, it'll be that thing where like in the shot, it's like it's cut off at the waist, and also his hands are down by his sides. So basically everything below the waist is not being rendered, thus saving me ample time. For what? I don't know. But yeah, whenever I see a, I will say this, whenever, like I said, because Super Eye Patch did a, Super Eye Patch Wolf did a video covering the history of Roman Reigns and like a few things. I think I watched the Undertaker and Roman Reigns video he did, but he went over it, and now whenever I see a promo for an event with Roman Reigns in it, I'm like, oh hey, it's that guy. So I don't know how much how much wrestling fans are just like, and that's to Roman Reigns' benefit, that's all you know. I mean, Super Eye Patch Wolf's video did end with people very much warming up to him in the organization and his character. Well, that can all change. Both, again, because of real life stuff, and because of storylines. It was like always messy. Yeah, well, that's what I learned. Because I heard he was kind of like, he was very much an out of nowhere kind of industry plant sort of situation to start off with, where they just needed a new face. And they're like, this guy. And everyone was like, we don't care. And then it was kind of a struggle, because they kept trying to be like, here, we'll just have him keep winning, and then people will like him. And everyone's like, we hate this. And then he had some real life stuff go on, which was not good. But since it gave him the opportunity to speak kind of earnestly with the people watching the WWE, people warmed up to him, and they kind of got to iron out what his character in the show was actually like, which definitely helps. It can definitely help if, on top of being able to actually show the fans like, hey, I'm a guy. Even though we've had some troubles, I want you to know I appreciate everything you've done for me. And then also, once you're able to overcome that, be like, and now I got some real shit. Guys, you won't believe this. Not only am I better, but also I have some writing behind me. Yeah. Well, I've heard that's a thing just with kind of like wrestling and any kind of, I mean, like, that's almost like it almost sounds like I'm getting this straight from the movies, but like, to some degree, wrestling and other fighting entertainment organizations, like, there's a lot of people behind the scenes, not actors even per se, even though obviously yes they can be, but like, you know, the producers and stuff are shitty, which I mean, like, at this point, like, wow, big wig in entertainment shitty, no. But I think you kind of get what I'm saying when I'm like, I think we all know plenty of rich people in charge are shitty, but there's like, I'm good at my job, I just happen to hoard my money and not really help people out. That kind of shitty versus I am actively the worst person in the room right now. There's the you know, I'm an executive, but I'm gonna try and help and do what the fans want. Yeah, that versus I'm going. I can't, no joke I can make. There's no joke I can make that is like actually worse than what some of these people have done. So we're gonna cut it off there. Hyperbole is not my friend in this place. If it will get it will make things so much worse. But yeah, no. Sucks. So literally had a joke in my fucking comic recently about like unionize. So, I do want our honestly, this might just be better if I just draw a ring. Like what was I thinking of? Never mind. That's exactly what I was saying, Trom. Right? Except that, like, and that's how we got started, because I mentioned the boulder, and then I went on talking about, like, an older John Cena parody I saw, which did not present him as a inherently fan favorite. But then, oh my goodness, this should be on loop. Anyway. But I think the point is that at some point, at least definitely wrestling, those two characters had stuff the audience did like. Whereas Roman Reigns was being propped up and it was just like, what? I don't... What is this guy? Who? So... That's what happens when you don't understand what actually... That's what one reason I like studying entertainment and storytelling. Because you can get the idea of like, oh, this is what like a hero does or yada, that kind of stuff, without really understanding drama and what makes it impactful for audiences and what makes them like it. And like, to a degree, the audience doesn't understand it, you know? They just know they like what they like. What is it? The thing, you know. So when you don't understand that stuff, and then you're just like, we can just do it. Just put one in there. It's like, no, they don't like that. So, hello. Okay. But anyway, I think I'm gonna wrap it up for the night. But I had a great stream back. I'll probably try and finish this. Was I thinking of? Off stream myself. We will. Was thinking of. Because I don't know. I think it'll be fun. But I want to raid. Oh, I pressed the wrong one there. I think we'll be raiding Mr. Skullvolver. Because I like him. He seems to be doing something interesting. I don't know. Might be fun. So, let's see. Didn't help either. And the way... Trom, you gotta stop. You'll make me watch wrestling. You can't describe events like this. I don't... Like, I already have too much I want to get into before adding wrestling will... that would...
that'd be a that I can see that being a pit I never crawl out of, because there's a lot of it, lots going on. I think it's better if I stay on it. So. But yeah, thanks everyone. I had a great stream back. So we will be back on Wednesday. The tribal chief Roman. That's what I heard. Yeah, that's what I heard. Trom, and that's kind of where the video left off. I was talking about. We'll be back on Wednesday, and I'll be working on my own comic after that. Well, not after that, during that. So I hope to see y'all there. Have a good one. Bye.